Hello, so if you've ever been to a large social gathering, especially at night with me, then you probably know that if you see something careening off the walls, it's probably me. Attention, deficit, hyperactivity, doorknob, or for short, ADHD. ADHD is actually a pretty common condition, but there's so many people who just don't understand what it's like to have it. So today I'm going to give you a little insight into how my brain works with ADHD and how that affects the various areas of my life. Side note, I purposely did not take my ADHD medications before filming this video because I thought that would be a good idea. So if I act completely insane throughout this video, then I'll probably just delete all of the footage and say I overslept my film time or something and that's why I can't upload today. Anyway, let's get right into it. As a kid with ADHD, I connect ideas together extremely fast. So I'll be thinking about one thing and then in a matter of seconds, I'll have made like 50 connections to 50 different things and then I'll be thinking about something completely different. And that's what will come out of my mouth during a conversation. Here's an example of what a conversation with me will sometimes look like. Hey, what's up? I'm, Gordon. Hey, I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you. So, Jordan, what are some things you really like to do? One thing I really enjoy is bubble tea. Like, I'm always down to go get bubble tea with someone. Yo, what? That's crazy. I also love bubble tea. What's your favorite kind? Did you know that Newton's second law of motion states that I cannot even tell you how many times this has happened to me. And then people always look at me like I'm going crazy and then I have to think about it and realize, oh wait, that had nothing to do with what you were asking. Another thing is that ADHD causes me to be very forgetful sometimes. Like just this morning, I got a spoon from the drawer, went to sit down and eat my bowl of cereal, and then I got up to get another spoon. And I swear, I had like no recollection of getting the first spoon. I walked back with my second spoon, saw the other spoon, and was just like, where the heck did that come from? Same with people asking me to do things. Like half the time someone asks me to do something, if I don't immediately write it down somewhere, I will forget to do it. Another important part of ADHD is the impulsivity part. There's a lot of times where I'll just say the first thing that comes to mind. Like in these videos, that works out great. But sometimes it comes out in the form of really dumb questions. One time before an AP chemistry test, my teacher said, okay, you have 11 minutes for the multiple choice and 15 minutes for the free response, for a total of 26 minutes. And you want to know what my genius math brain said?
So we get an extra minute?
I kid you not. The whole class went silent, and everyone just looked at me like I was dumb as bricks. Last time I checked, 11 plus 15 was not 25. But for some reason, in that split second, that was what my brain thought, and so of course that was what came out of my mouth. When it comes to texting, I'm a little bit better, because I have some time to think, but sometimes that doesn't even help. And so there's so many times where I have sent a text, and then immediately thought, why did I do that? Now, usually I'm really bad with social cues and like subtleties and stuff like that as well. So if someone's trying to hint at me that they actually despise me, I just won't pick it up. Sometimes with me, you have to be really direct. Like, Jordan, can you kindly, please, just for the benefit of everyone else, just stop existing? Now, I learned this about myself the hard way based on past experiences with people. And so I have learned to cope with it by being extra attentive of social cues sometimes. So if I'm not blissfully ignoring all of the subtle hints you're dropping me, I'm probably overthinking them. People be sending me texts like, okay, exclamation mark, and I of course think, that exclamation mark looks a little angry to me. And now for what I think is the least understood part of ADHD. Hyperfocus. Sometimes, instead of doing its usual inattentive thing, my brain will focus like 100 times the amount of a normal person on one thing that I'm interested in. I once talked at someone about how greasy tater tots were for 45 minutes. Like for some reason in those 45 minutes, that was the most important thing to me in the world. But hyperfocus, as much as it can make me sound like a complete idiot sometimes, can actually be such a powerful tool. In the last couple of years, I have learned how to make myself want to do homework so I can hyper-focus on it. Now, before any of you guys think,
Haha, what a nerd.
just know that when I'm hyper-focused, I can get 3 hours worth of homework done in less than an hour. So take that! And then I spend like the rest of the day watching anime, but that's irrelevant. I want to close with 4 final points. First, sometimes people say, "Oh, did you take your medicine, Jordan?" as a way of trying to tell me I'm being hyperactive. Don't do that. Like, no, but I did forget my painkillers, which is unfortunate because now I can't get rid of you. Second, try not to tell me to focus as much as possible. Because that's like telling a crippled dog to go fetch. Just tell me I'm acting distracted, and I, knowing how my own brain works, will try to find a way and fix it. Third, if you ever see me in class just going like, just know that that's a side effect of my medication. It's called a tic, and I can't stop doing that. Like, that's not something that is controllable by me. Now, if I didn't have my medication, you should also realize that the entire time I would just be like, so that even if I act a little weird, at least it's not affecting you. Finally, and most importantly, I am not your project, I am not your pity case, I am just a person who thinks differently than you. And that honestly goes for all conditions, whether it be ADHD, autism, maybe Down syndrome, or any of the other ones. They're still people, they're just different from you. Pity has a way of making the person receiving it feel inferior to you. And of course, that's not what you want to do, right? Try to adapt to those conditions, or even better, try to ask them what it's like having it, because that's the only way you'll really be able to understand and therefore be able to connect with that person. Anyway, that's all for today. For those of you who have ADHD just like me, I hope that you were able to relate to this somewhat. For those of you who don't have ADHD, I hope that this helped provide some sort of insight for your future interactions with people who think just like me. Yeah, I'm going to make another video for Monday, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye!